Hey, Motorman here. It's my fans and friends and devotees. Today we're going to take this Lowrider S and we're going to light up this motorcycle with custom dynamics. And here's the before with simply the running light. That's the brake light. Right signal. Left signal. And then a front view. That's just the two signal lights and running lights. And then we'll show you the after. That's beautiful. That front end is really lit up. I think those signal lights will now actually be giving you more vision forward. Definitely see this bike coming now, coming and going. All right, now this is with the custom dynamics. Hit those brakes. Oh yeah, you're gonna see that coming. Try the flashers. All right, I'm gonna walk around the front. It's a difference of night and day. Shut the flashers. So I'm going to start right here with the front signal lights. And first thing we got to do is take this lens off. There's a little slot right here on the side. Simply put a screwdriver in there, give it a little twist, and it pops right out. Next I want to take this bulb out, and it's a halogen bulb, so I just simply press in, pull it out. I've got the gloves on because you're not supposed to be touching the halogen bulbs. In the Custom Dynamics LED, there's a little slot right here where you could fit a screwdriver in. Press it in. Should fit in easily. If it doesn't, it could be because you've got it in there wrong, so you turn it the opposite way. Don't want to force it. I'll keep turning it until I get it in that right spot where it just slips in there and turns. There we go. Now there's a rubber gasket around here. It mentions in the instructions, and yes, I did read the instructions. It mentions in there that if this doesn't fit in there properly, we can take a screwdriver or razor blade and we'll just cut the sort of the rim of this rubber gasket out. It tells you to twist this so that it fits in there properly. So far it does not want to go in there. Should be flush all the way around and fit in there nice and smooth. And it doesn't, so I'm going to take this X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut this little piece of rubber. Being very careful. Cutting pretty easily all the way around. That should do it. We'll see how that works now. Seems to go in quite a bit further now. And that snaps right in. There's also a rubber gasket that came with this, and that appears to be okay. Seems like it's flush all the way around. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. All right, got both sides in, and according to the instructions, you should let the lights blink. Put the emergency flashes on and let them blink for about 3 minutes. That will make sure that the bike understands what they are and what they're doing. And then when you turn on your signal lights, won't be blinking too fast or too slow. All right, the 3 minutes are up. And as you can see now, the front signal lights are now running lights, and they're white in color, bright LEDs. It looks like just like passing lights on the touring bikes. And it's going to get your attention in the daytime and the nighttime. Overall, it took about 5 minutes to do this. The most difficult part being just trimming that little extra piece of rubber gasket with an X-Acto knife. It says in the instructions to try it with a screwdriver, and I guess you could do it with a screwdriver if your screwdriver happens to be very sharp. Mine wasn't, so I used an X-Acto knife just to go around a little circle and get that little piece of gasket off so that the LED fits in there better. That allows the lens, the spoke lens, to just pop right in. All right, we moved on to the back. We're going to do the same thing here. Pop this out, trim that little ring in there, that rubber gasket, take out the bulb, and put in the rear tail lights. We know these are the rear because they're red, and the law says they have to be red in the rear of the vehicle, motorcycle, or a car, and then they have to be amber when they use your signal lights or your flashers. And that's exactly what this is going to do. Then I'll show you under the seat. We'll put the three-way in. That'll give us the flashing brake lights. Next, we put in the triple play. This is what gives you the flashing of the brake lights and the rear turn signals when you apply the brake. Got to go under the seat. One little screw takes that seat off. Everybody should know that. And then I'm going to show you what goes on under the seat there and which plugs to use. So this is a little bit more difficult than the touring models, where it's simply unplug one and plug the other in. We have here a total of, there's this side, the brown wires. You got a total of 4 plugs here. It's showing on the instructions these 2 purple ones have to be disconnected, and getting them out of here, these connectors were tough, but there's not much room to work with, but we got them out. So now I've got my son here, and he's reading the directions while I plug in. So it's saying the 2 brown wires are going to go into these 2 purple, where these 2 purple wires were. Is that correct?
Brown's going into the gray. Yeah, where the purples were at.
All right. So we'll do that. You want to do that?
Sure.
That snapped right in.
This guy. That one's in there too, just didn't make the noise. Yep, it's in there snug.
Okay. Here's the instructions. So we got the 2 brown ones plugged in to where the purple wires were. Now I'm guessing these purple wires are going to have to go into the other 2 plugs, but which goes where? Does it matter?
The turn signal connectors with the purple well connect to the black JE connectors of the bike's wiring harness. So purple goes into black.
Now this has got black, and this one also has black. So we'll plug these in.
Yes, sir. Boom. Boom.
All right, that's part 1. Now we've got a total of 3 more plugs. I'm assuming one of these big plugs, is going to have to go into the very first big plug that I disconnected. Is that correct? But read the instructions. I always say, Tony, read the instructions. I know you like to skip that process.
Remove the left side cover and locate the bike's P&A connector as shown in picture 3. Plug the P&A connector from the Smart Triple Play into the bike's P&A connector.
Remove the side cover. Well, that's easy enough.
Or let's complete the relay rather.
Okay, so we've got everything connected. It's a little confusing because when you pull this wire out, you would think this is a plug back in here, but it's not a plug, it's actually just a holder. So we were looking for where the bigger plug went. It actually goes back on the other side to the very first thing I disconnected, which is right here. So you have to read the instructions, and there is a picture, which is how we found this, but it's sort of hidden underneath here, so the picture is a little bit dark. It's a color picture copy, you know, it gets the quality isn't the best. So now we'll run through, read the instructions, and we'll run through the test that we should be doing. Okay, then you need to make sure, point to the dial, Tony, that dial, you might need a magnifying glass, is set to 0, and both of the other switches, the other 2 switches, are in the on position. So we've done that. And that's the front of the bike with the white lights, and if we put on the flashes, you'll be able to see the amber. Perfect. Now all we got to do is button everything up and find a place for all those wires.
Back where it was at.
Okay. This is how it was. So this wire is just velcroed onto a plastic piece. This then plastic piece that's just a holder, that pops out. You can see the back of it. It's got the same 2 slots that we can now just slide the Custom Dynamics piece right into it. Perfect, fits right in there. And we can finish buttoning up these wires. That piece goes back, that plug goes back with the Velcro as it was. We'll put the side panel back on, and then we'll wire tie these on here. Everything is now tied down. All the wires are out of the way. There's a little hole in the fender that we passed this tie through. That's in there nice and tight. Everything buttoned down, looking good. Okay, we'll check the running lights. Turn signals and tail lights should now be illuminated dimly, and they are. Apply the right turn signal. Check the operation of the right turn signal. It should flash off to bright. Disable the turn. Apply the left signal light. Check operation of left turn signal. It should flash off to bright. It's doing it. Disable. Apply the brake light. And we got the flash right where I want it. There's, I think, 6 different flash modes that you could put on by turning the dial. And then it says apply left turn signal, then apply the brake to check to see that only the center light flashes 4 times, then remains bright. All right, it does it. It's working. All right, now this is the, with the Custom Dynamics, hit those brakes. Oh yeah, you're gonna see that coming. Try the flashers. All right, I'm gonna walk around the front. It's a difference of night and day. Shut the flashers. That's beautiful. That front end is really lit up. I think those signal lights will now actually be giving you more vision forward. Definitely see this bike coming now, coming and going.